Tom, my whole life there was always that the other people putting limiting beliefs on me or putting their limits on me. Like from the moment I was born, the doctors handed over a list to my parents and were like, Mr. and Mrs. Santonastasso, your son survived this super crazy thing, but here's all the things he won't be able to do. And my parents threw that list out and they weren't gonna let other people put limitations on me. And so they always just were firm believers like, Nick, you can do whatever you want. Your mindset is the biggest superpower, and they always engraved that into me. And so, I told these people, I said, you're right, I'm not gonna become a wrestler. I'm gonna be a varsity wrestler, and you're kind of gonna watch, and I'm gonna try my best. And that was always my thing, is like, as long as I try my best, as long as I attempt it, then that's not failing. Because there's a lot of people in life, whether it's in their personal life or in their business life, and they sit on the sideline and they're like, man, I don't have the resources, I can't build a business, or I'm not old enough, I don't have the knowledge, or I'm too old that I can't build a business. And I always tell people, I'd much rather be in the trenches. I'd much rather be on the field than sitting on the sideline wasting time and thinking, man, I can't do that. So my whole view of life is like, I would try everything. My thing's like, why not? I'm just gonna try everything. And like we said before, like I know everything's gonna be hard. And I feel like when, like even now kids or some people, if they quit because things are hard, they just haven't done uncomfortable things enough. They haven't got out of their comfort zone enough and experienced, what that discomfort is. And so now for me, it's just, I know everything's gonna be challenging. And like the can't but how thing, like people say, maybe mindset mumbo jumbo, but like the majority of not only entrepreneurs, but human beings, like we start off with can't. Like the majority of people are like, oh, you can't do this because this, and this. And it's like humans are very disempowering creatures. Like if we don't catch our thoughts, if we don't catch our patterns, if we don't catch the things that come out of our mouth, if they're negative, like we need to switch that. And so now me, like my guys, everything is how. Like, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna, get through this problem? And let's reverse engineer everything. And so if I just want people to realize, like, they have everything inside of them to do whatever they need to do. Over the 23 years of my life, I've realized that it's not this physical body. People can see me on the street and be like, wow, look how disabled that guy is. And I'll be like, have you seen your mindset? Like, have you seen the way you operate? Like, have you seen the way that you react to situations, that you're pissed off in traffic, that you think the world is happening to you? Like, I'm not disabled, like you're handicapped. And to let people know that, like, the biggest and baddest people are handicapped and crippled by the limiting beliefs, the things that they tell themselves. And that's why I say the biggest disability is a bad mindset. It's not this body. Like realizing, like, you know the saying, the world's happening for you and not to you, but like my whole thing is like the victim mentality. Like I went from victim to victor, realizing like we can play off of every situation. Like right now we're floating through plane energy, and like someone comes up to you and calls you a name, like it's up to you whether you react in a negative way or a positive way. And like people are pissed off that they're in traffic, but you realize that you woke up today and you're breathing. Like, and so I say start little. Say that is, I'm gonna wake up 15 minutes earlier this whole week, and you do it, boom, like great job. Or I'm gonna do yoga, or I'm gonna go to the gym, this amount of times, or I'm gonna eat healthy. Whatever those little goals are for you, start little, and then work your way up. Because like humans love the feeling of progress. And I've realized, looking back at my days, like my lowest days, my most like darkest days, are the days where like I'm sitting around too long and I'm not doing much. I'm not moving the needle forward in any area of my life. I'm kind of being like a bum. And so I always tell people it's a good thing I have one finger, the one finger technique, and that is doing one thing today that you know is going to evolve you into a better human being. And that could be a big thing, but it could be a small thing too, like knowledge. Like it could be, I read 10 pages of a book today, and I evolved. I learned a little bit more than I did today, or I asked that question, I learned something. Like people need to start small, whatever area you're at in your life, but just start small. So I would tell people to set these little micro goals. Set these little micro goals and just commit, and then like every time you commit and you don't follow through, you're diminishing yourself, like your self-integrity, the value. Like how do you value yourself? Like how do you want to show up? Like do you want to, like if I told you I was going to show up here and I didn't show up here, like that's terrible. Like I just diminished not only my self-integrity with myself, but with you as well, my word. And so like if we're viewing ourselves as the most important thing, we're like our body, our temple, like don't diminish your self-value. If you say you're going to commit to something, follow through, and I promise you're going to feel so much better on the other side because you followed through and you're like, wow, I actually did what I said I was gonna do. Like, oh my God, it's amazing. Nelson Mandela has this quote, in life I don't lose, I only win or learn. Like if people can realize, like so many people think like they've lost, but like if you just pull one piece of information that's good, whether it's a different perspective, extracting knowledge, a different way to go about life, a different way to not fall on your face, like that's winning. Like I just want people to continuously be the victors of their life and realize that life is all about perspective. The lens we look through, like you can have that victim, you can look at things and be the victim, or you can look at things and see all the positive in the world. And the fact that we're literally spinning on a rock in the universe. Well, we call it the universe. We don't really know what it is, but we're literally spinning on a rock right now. And we have the ability to be conscious and experience the human experience, which is wild. And so that's how I want to shift people's perspective, is realizing like, man, this guy's got no legs and one arm, but he's doing all these amazing things, and letting people know like, you have everything inside of you to do whatever you need, but you need to get this right. Your operating system, your computer system, through the simulation that we live in, whatever it may be.